I bought a really fascinating letter on eBay. It had to do with Ernie Nevers, war history with these people here and a few other friends on an island called Bouganville. So you'll see these pictures of the island, and the war history is really fascinating, especially the fact that these guys didn't take life for granted. They lived in the here and now, and that they did the best they could. They had to stay awake and alert in their present world. And so I thought I'd just read this letter that I bought on eBay. It's from, the wartime when he was on Bougainville. Dear Marie, I guess you and Clifford have had your trip to San Francisco by this time. I hope you both had a wonderful time. I'll bet Clifford's face was a steady changing of moods, seeing the sights in San Francisco. Did he enjoy the train, or did you go by plane? His grandparents must have been glad to see you both. Did you get to make the trip all around the city and go across the bridges? By now you can guess that I really think a lot of San Francisco. I don't suppose it's the same as before, the influx of new people who are working in the shipyards now and other war industries. I haven't written a letter for more than 2 weeks due to our slant-eyed friends who made an attempt to take our small holdings. I was too busy hitting the deck and looking for a hole to crawl in and attempt to duck their shell fire and bullets. Everything is under control again, and I think their efforts went for naught. My squadron has moved further up to an island in different conditions, but they're about the same regarding to living. And of course, my steel hard over boon companions, which are dogs and mules, and the flies and insects, they keep us company. Sorry, turn this paper over. Fresh water is at a premium on this island. We're allowed 1 gallon per day per man, just for drinking purposes. And the problem is we sweat about 5. We do our bathing and washing camp by style, improvised field showers. We soldiers create quite the makeshift shower setups by hanging a canvas bag filled with water from a tree. A shower head is attached to the bottom to provide a quick, cold rinse with ocean water. I don't have to belong to the Navy to feel salty. This sums up what is part of me now. I'm a person who never feels clean. I believe this place will be our last stop on this tour of duty. When we leave here, we will be sent to a rest camp, or if we're lucky, perhaps maybe we'll be on our way home. Dick Joyce is also on this island, but Charlie stayed at the island we just left. He wanted to come back, but he was attacked by a group of Japs and had to stay. Dick is fine and he sends his best. He's quite some distance from me, so I won't see him very often anymore. One of the officers living with me has a camera. We're going to try to take some pictures. If we get any, I'll send you some. Most all of the natives have been evacuated from this island. The only strong and healthy ones were allowed to remain. They're used as labor. We also don't have any earthquakes or volcanoes, and I kind of feel lonely without them. How's Maxine? She hasn't written to me. Maybe what you shared with her scared her off. Well, my dear, I guess I've told you enough for one sitting. Give my best to Clifford and your folks, and take good care of yourselves. Love, Ernie. So I looked up Clifford and his last name, and sadly, Clifford died on the Arizona in Pearl Harbor a month later. And I think that's why what's really special about these men in that time, they soldiered together. They were a band of brothers, and they were very close, and they were alert, and they were awake, and they were watching and waiting, and had to care about the moment. And really, isn't that all we have? To do well in the moment? That's what makes our tomorrow better. And, we were watching the baseball movie tonight, the last series, World Series, and Ernie just loved baseball. I think if he wasn't trying to make football more famous, he would have definitely just played baseball. It was a lot harder, a lot easier on his bones. Anyway, there's a great baseball story about him, and I'm going to read that next. And I hope you enjoy that too, because his baseball history is really fascinating.